Well, hello, good evening, welcome to Fido, and yes, we are actually shooting this one in the evening. It is spooky dark out. Fido the comic strip, Fido Live number 69. Wow, go figure. A lot of them. Okay, we have the Tuesday one here, which is Chief Colorist had already gone through. Train station, such. Fido, where have you been? I'm over here. Oh, all you dogs look alike. Remember, I spoke about this one last week. Looking at another regular dog. Let's get up here. Irving Campbell one. Fido does look, pretty rough. Yeah. Well, there's the nighttime there. All right, let's put that sucker aside. Still got to record that for the film. So we start out here with, looks like Thursday, the 9th of November. Fido on the harassing Bo in the early morning hours. Bogash, we gotta get rid of Dino. He was only supposed to sleep on the floor for a couple of nights. And then Dino harassing Bo later on in the day. Buddy, we gotta get rid of Fido. He just makes messes around here. And finally, that's it. I'm tired of hearing you two complain. One of you leaves tonight, and I'm going to let Felicia decide who. Holding Felicia by the scruff of her neck. Oh, that's Irving, camera one. Why don't you get down here closer so you can see what we're doing? Oh, that's a terrible camera angle. The cameraman is just not doing his job today. There we go. That looks a little bit better. And the joke being, why is she still here? Yeah, we gotta get rid of the cat. Ha, ha, ha. Alright, we gotta do the background on this one today, so we might get to it. Let's put it up here on the magnets, and let's see what we got next. This is the Friday one. Where are they Friday? They're in a bar. So, Felicia, as the storyline is going, Felicia has been given the power to decide which one of these two leave. Here, Felicia, have a seat. I got you a bowl of cream. So they're both kissing up to her. Good cat. And he pats her. Ha! You blew it, pal. Cats don't like to be patted. That's dogs. And Felicia says, the first one I see when I open my eyes will be kicked out of the apartment. So they scatter. And we remember Bo is up here in the background. You gonna make that decision anytime soon? I'm enjoying myself too much. Oh, we gotta do the background on this one. Let's set it aside. This is the Saturday right after it. Okay, we're still continuing the storyline where the guys are kissing up to Felicia to try to get her opinion. Now, Fido apparently was carrying a plate of fish while Dino massages her feet. Fido's given up. He tosses the fish down. That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care if you kick me out. I'll find a better home. Any place is better than here with you and him. I try to get him so he's so upset he's shaking. It's Irving, camera one. Let's pull it, zoom in here closer. Oh, the lights are horrible. So Fido just sort of completely shaking and yelling and furious, spit flying from his face. So Dino says, I won? And immediately turns to Felicia, you're going to kick me out anyway, aren't you? How did you guess? You're a cat. So there's the Saturday. We still have to do the characters and probably won't get to the background on this one today. Monday. So Fido is on the couch. No, he's not sleeping. No, he's enjoying himself. He's relaxed. Fido, I want you to watch the mail. I have a limited edition action figure coming. A doll. Zora the Space Ranger. She's really popular and it's going to be valuable. The price is going to blow up. And we got Fido outside. He's got his little scarf on, his little hat, his gloves, and his booties. It's cold. And Felicia approaches. No, sorry. That's Jane approaching. What are you doing out here, Fido? Bogash has a female blow-up doll coming in the mail. Blow up. Yeah.
I'm ready to be colored. Do you have any to go to me tonight?
No, nothing will be going to you today, Chief Colorist. You have the day off.
Okay.
And I got a couple more here that I haven't put a date on yet. You might notice. I don't know where these are going. This is a whole new storyline. We call this the thermostat storyline because it's very important. So, Bo is adjusting the thermostat. Well, what are you doing? Turning on the heat. You mean you can control when it gets hot or cold with that box? Yep. Then bring back the summer. full-time winter here. Okay, we put that aside, and finally finishing the Heat. Maybe finishing the Heat storyline. I don't know. I might write more stuff. Bogash says that's a thermostat. It makes it hot or cold. Why do they put it so high up on the wall? If we had control over this thing, if we had control over it, things would be much better. There'd be no winter. Who put the humans in control anyway? And they're the only ones who can reach the thermostat. So that is this week's Fido comic strip. We're actually going into that next week, but you get the idea. I guess what we're gonna start out with here is probably the backgrounds in these suckers, and this one is all done, so it's just got to be filmed. Where are our brushes? Oh, they're way back here. Pardon me, folks. Now look at look at how many brushes we have today. Remember we were down to 3? We have a entirely new, wonderful brush. It's never been touched. And there she is. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, never been touched. Not to be confused with the other new brush. Oh, there goes my thing. Let's see if we can get the camera to understand the differences between these two brushes. This is the Failure. This is the brush made from pubic squirrel hairs, who are randy, and this is made from the virgin pubic squirrel hair. Perhaps you can see a slight difference in the point. I'm really excited. This brush might be a spectacular addition. We'll find out today. All right. Wow, what a mess I made dropping that. People might remember that the bowl, the tin cup that holds these brushes, sometimes serves as an ashtray. Get in there with a vacuum cleaner. What a mess. Well, now everyone remember that cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet. So I'm going to need a glove to keep from making too much of a mess. And I wonder how that happened. Right down at the bottom of the page. Looks like we have a bird mark. I have no idea how that could have happened. It's a mystery. No, friggin' idea. Well, anyway, and I need to put down a piece of paper to keep me from smearing what I've already done. Well, the Marvels are coming out next week, and I've tried to help this film out so much. Other people have done these horrible things where they've drawn. They've noticed that Bree kind of looks like a particular part of a woman's anatomy, and the other one looks like her poop. I've tried to redesign Bree Larson for them. I've tried to help them out. The film needs a romantic lead. It needs a storyline. And what do? They do an 8-hour broadcast with cats. The only really funny part, they were like unboxing Funko Pops and stuff like that, and they had the unboxing a Nick Fury Funko thing. And Desperatu, a friend on the internet, made the funny joke that it's refreshing to see Nick Fury surrounded by pussy, rather than being one. The internet is full of funny, wonderful people. So last week, you might remember I brought the mystery of Bree Larson's ass, which is probably why I've been censored from Rumble. But I think I've opened Pandora's box, because, well, here's Bree Larson now, and I'd like to point out some serious additions she has made, including, look at these friggin' stomach muscles. My God! She has become a superhero in her own right. Wow, she's got like an 8-pack of muscles here with these, wonderful little titties and everything. So, going down the rabbit's hole, Bree has posted this thing without a bra on, which she was trying to show how wonderful her hair is. But how wonderful the internet is that they've zoomed in on her arms. And let me get a larger blow up here on left and right arm. And it's been noticed, if you'll see these funny little veins here she appears to have on her arms, people have been saying that this is a sign of performance-enhancing drugs. I'm not going to say the word anabolic steroid, but, well, that would explain how Bree had that ass installed last week that we stumbled upon. And now she has these abdominal muscles. She's become a superhero in her own right. Jeez, look at those abs. Oh, my God. So, I don't know how I missed it, because you see we've got these, there are the marks last week in those arms. Well, hey, Bree. Still not going to help you in promotion of your film, The Marvels, which I tried to help you with, but you've got these women dressed all wrong. You're not using any of their assets. Even Kamala Khan, who's probably the cutest and loveliest young lady here, she's wearing a friggin' muumuu almost here. Oh well. I don't think we can use any of those to help us with the comic strip here, because we want something that's inspiring. Oh, what's next in the stack of stuff? Well, Variety was nice enough to give us this, and perhaps I can read this a little bit while I ink. This past September, a group of Marvel creatives sorry, I had to stop there. A group of Marvel creatives, including studio chief Kevin Feige, assembled in Palm Springs. All right, you guys haven't wasted enough money. You couldn't assemble in, where are your offices? No. This is a vacation retreat. Okay, anyway. Assembled in Palm Springs for the studio's annual retreat. Most years, the vibe would have been confident, even cocky. Given how the premier superhero brand owned by Disney since 2009, has remade the entertainment business in its image. Yeah. But this occasion was angst-ridden. Everyone at Marvel was reeling from a series of disappointments on screen, a legal scandal involving one of its biggest stars, and questions about the viability of the studio's ambitious strategy to extend the brand beyond movies and into streaming. Not a good idea. We've advised Disney, hey, get rid of Disney Plus. You're losing billions on it. It's never gonna make its money back. The most pressing issue to be discussed in retreat is what to do about Jonathan Majors. No, the most pressing issue is not Jonathan Majors. Okay, fire Jonathan Majors, but not because of any of his legal scandals. Fire him because he's a horrible actor and his character sucks. No, Charles, tell us what you really think. Violent actor, who cares? Who cares about Jonathan Majors? Does anyone out there care about Jonathan Majors? No, neither do I. Alright, I'm just going to ignore that whole section of the Variety story. At the gathering of Palm Springs, executives discussed backup plans, including pivoting to another comic book adversary like Doctor Doom. I don't think they can pivot to another comic book adversary because they don't know what they're doing. They surround every male with two females and who tell him what he's doing wrong. Nah. But making any shift would carry its own headaches. Marvel Majors already a big presence. MCU. I don't care about Majors. Whenever they mention Jonathan Majors, I'm just gonna walk away because, well, that's what we all should do. He was a mistake to begin with. Oh, hey, I love the sentence as it starts. Marvel is truly fucked with the whole Kang angle, says one top deal maker. Are they? Who has seen the final Loki episode, and they haven't had the opportunity to rewrite until the very recently. Wait a minute. Loki is out, and they're still rewriting it. Anyone see a problem here? Wouldn't it be a good idea to like have the story written before you start the TV show? Okay, Variety, carry on. Beyond the bad press from Majors, the brain trust at Marvel. Sorry, I'm gonna need a drink after that. The brain trust at Marvel. Now, this is a complimentary story. This is from Variety, so I have to tell you, these are their allies. These people are not trying to tear them down. The brain trust at Marvel is also grappling with the November release of The Marvels. Wait a minute, I think we were just talking about that. Yeah, we just pull out our ladies here, our friends, and wait a minute. Oh, where are the cats? I'll just leave it at that. The brain trust is a sequel to 2009's blockbuster Captain Marvel. Yes, Brie Larson, will remember, made $1 billion despite the fact that most theaters were empty. Nothing fishy about that $1 billion that film made. Okay, just gotta put this sucker aside because I think that's all the soft stuff we can do. Let's see, got a couple of. This is mostly ruler work too. But we're trying not to do ruler work. We want to try to organically do all these straight lines. I don't think I should be doing straight lines while reading this. Okay, I'm going to put this sucker aside. This is something I can dig into. Captain Marvel that has been plagued with lengthy reshoots and now appears to likely overwhelm in the box office. I think there's... Yeah, here we go. In the next... Are they going to say? Yeah. We're looking at a $300 million price tag here on Captain Marvel, but they're going to lie to us later. I remember in this article they say it's only $220 million, but that was the original suggested retail price of Captain Marvel. Since they have no control over budgets anymore, this film is much more up there into $300 million. And now, since they're doing all this fantastic advertising for the film, including 8 hours worth of cats frolicking and rambling across the stage, which is probably cheap as hell. It cost them a penny. We know that they have spent much more than $300 million on this. Let's see. This is all an unprecedented turn of fortune for a company that has enjoyed a nearly uninterrupted stream of hits ever since it started independently producing its movies with 2008's Iron Man. I think we had Ike Perlmutter holding the purse strings back then. Well, we'll get back to Ike later on. That widely profitable run culminated in a $2.8 million success for Avengers Endgame, and high watermark for the studio earned nearly $30 billion over 32 films. Replicating that kind of phenomenon is never easy. However, the sources of Marvel's current troubles can be traced to 2020. Really? Oh, I'm interested. That's when the COVID pandemic ushered in a mandate that helped boost Disney's stock price with an endless torrent of interconnected Marvel content for studios' fledgling streaming platform. Yeah. I understand Variety wants to be a cheerleader, but do you think maybe that streaming platform is, well, made you guys money or lost you guys money? And well, we'll get back to that later. Ushered in a mandate to help boost Disney stock price with an endless torrent of interconnected Marvel content for the studio's fledgling platform Disney Plus. According to the plan, there would never be a lapse in superhero fare, with either a film in theaters or a new television series at any given moment. Of course. Why would this raise the stock price? Anything on the streaming service just costs you money. You're not making any money on the streaming service. You haven't made any money on the streaming service. It's doubtful you ever will make any money on the streaming service. So, yeah, okay. But the insurance tsunami of spandex proved to be too much of a good thing. Did it now? Oh, well, are we going to go into superhero fatigue here? And the demands of turning out so much programming has taxed the Marvel apparatus. Moreover, the need to tease out an interwoven storyline over so many disparate shows, movies, and platforms has created a muddled narrative of baffled viewers. No. You've just been putting out shit. We want something coherent. Coherency is not what we're seeing. And I'm going to go to the next page. The Marvel machine was pumping out a lot of content. Did it get to the point where there was just too much and they were burning people out on superheroes? No, they weren't burning people out on superheroes. They were just making a lot of shit content. And you make one piece of shit and then the people don't want to return because they said, oh, well, that last one was garbage. I'm not going to waste my time. This is funny. They tried experimenting with some new characters like Shang-Chi and Eternals with mixed results. No, there are no mixed results. They sucked. Variety, you're trying so hard here not to tell the truth. The Marvels, which opens in theaters on November 10th, will struggle to get the ball past the infield, at least by Marvel's outside standards. Oh, this poor film, it needs to make so much money. How can it ever be successful? I've already been over this, guys, how it can be successful. You got 3 women here. Make us fall in love with them. It's not that hard. The movie, which cost over $250 million. No. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. No. It cost much more than $250 million. See, Bree Larson's reprising her role as Captain Marvel is tracking open to 75 to... No, it's not tracking open to 75 to 80 million. This thing's tracking open to 35, maybe even less. Oh, Variety. You're trying to commit journalism here, but we know that you can never tell the truth, can you? This is like Pravda. You can sometimes read the old Russian newspaper and get the true story behind everything. Directed by Nia DaCosta, who we featured last week. Even she is distancing herself from this project, and in fact, she took off to start another film before we even got into post production, which for $250 million, or I'm going to say $300 million production, is something that a director has never done. Usually, you want to bring the baby home. Yeah, she's already saying, "Nah, it's not my baby." Give me some DNA tests on that thing. I had nothing to do with it. Far below their $180 million Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which they are considered to be a failure. As well. Again, reshoots. Let's fix it in post is apparently something that they've got written on T-shirts now for the Marvel filmmakers. Yeah, I'm not happy with this new brush. The line's just not doing it for me. We're gonna have to put this aside and let's pull out one of the older brushes. Oops, there goes the camera. Are you volunteering brush? I guess not. Actually, that brush might be out volunteer. Oh, unless this sucker has got a point. Yeah, what do you think? That one might do it. Just needs some work. Let's see what brush jumped out at us. Yeah, no, that brush is one of the new ones. Like, pick me, pick me. No, I don't think so. Alright, let's see how this brush works for us. I'll do Gino's butt with it. Yeah, almost got a bit of a control here. It does split in the front a lot, but I don't mind the split. That gives the inking an organic feeling to it. Oh, here we go. The eyebrows were raised again when DaCosta began working on another film while the Marvels was still in production. Filmmaker moved to London earlier this year, preparing for Tessa Thompson's drama Hedda. Oh yes, we really need a Tessa Thompson film. She's a multi-talented actress. Yeah. I think that's another film I'll never see. Why do they hire these like mean women? I want a woman who could smile. Okay, anyway, off Tessa Thompson. We'll see Tessa Thompson next week. The Marvels has seen its release date moved back twice. Yeah, no kidding. Once to swap places with Quantumania, which is deemed further along, and again when its debut shifted from July to November to give filmmakers time to tinker. Fix it in post. I gotta spin this a little bit so I can get that plate. See, I want to be able to plant my hand down here so I can do that arc that is required for the oval that is the plate. And we got a fish underneath here. And just some spilled mess. Time to tinker. In June, Marvel, which traditionally solicits feedback from Disney employees and their friends and families, took the uncharacteristic step of holding a public test screening in Texas. Yeah, that's where you want to bring something like the Marvels, Texas. Yeah, I'm sure the Texans loved it. Marvel's never been in the business of being average. And I highlighted this for a reason. Kevin's real superpower, his genius, has always been in post-production and getting his hands on movies and making sure that they finish strongly. Yeah, Kevin. Has it. Fix it in post. This is a complimentary article for these people, by the way. I just wanted to point this out. Variety is their propaganda happy piece. Okay. The schedule swap with the Marvels had left Ant-Man sequel in a squeeze, pushing up post-production schedules by 4.5 months. Oh, is that why the special effects in Ant-Man was so bad? And I think we've been calling Ant-Man Commie Mania or Quantum Mania, Commie Mania. I think that they had problems with the script. The special effects were bad enough. All right. Marvel films are known for coming down to the wire, given Feige's ability to foam the runway and land the plane that way. You don't have to do that. You're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't have to save it in post in the end. Go Ike Perlmutter. Get in there. Stop the madness. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about with Ike Perlmutter, I'll get to it later on. But this level of unfinished was unprecedented and would be noted in scathing reviews when the tentpole with the $200 million budget on Ant-Man Quantumania really open. Critics weren't the only ones dismayed. Fed up with the 14-hour days and overtime, Marvel VFX workers were reluctant to unionize and therefore give up ever having work again in this industry. Yeah. All right, where we go. In the year 2023, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. So, okay, so everything bad started 2022, but 2023 was the straw that broke the camel's back. It says Marvel Full Suits VFX coordinator, who cares, who appeared before a Congressional Labor Caucus Act on October 19 to testify the studio's untenable deadlines. Yeah. The VFX logjam had been evident for some time, with some final efforts for such Disney Plus series as WandaVision and She-Hulk Attorney at Law inserted after their streaming debuts. So what is this? Downloadable content? This is DLC? You're inserting VFX after the thing's already done? Gee, why don't you have Disney Plus, Charles? I think I need it. I can catch it after they finish the the VFX. Don't need to see it when it first comes out. What do they do? Have like a blue screen insert VFX here? Some internet sources suggest that Alonso, that'd be Victoria Alonso who was fired, was a scapegoat and point to the She-Hulk VFX issues as symptoms of a deeper rot. You mean it's Kevin's fault? A flashback of Satyalana Maslany transformation into her Hulk character didn't take place until episode 8. Oh yeah, I heard this. The origin story. They moved it to the front. Originally, they wanted the origin story to come in toward the end of the series, but Kevin said no one knows what the fuck's going on here, and no one I'd hate to say this, Kevin. No one still knows what's going on here because what was that flying saucer that knocked them off the road? Did we ever find out what the hell that was? Hey, turn the music up! I can't hear it. There's a car going by outside. That guy is so proud of his music, he wants everybody to hear it. All the while, Marvel was bleeding money. No kidding. You know, we need a story like this for Lucasfilm. All the while, Marvel was bleeding money with a single episode of She-Hulk costing some $25 million. How did they spend $25 million on She-Hulk? That catering must have been spectacular. I mean, we got foie gras and a selection of wines. The people who make these films have no reason in the world to make them on a budget. They want to make them as lavishly as possible so that they can enjoy themselves. You need guys like Ike Perlmutter to tell them no. That's why Kevin Feige was so happy when he got rid of Ike. Let's see where we. Yeah, dwarfing Game of Thrones. Yeah, who gives a fuck? All right, there are signs that the flood of product is leading people to tune out. I'm not prepared to call it a permanent fall. I am. But based on the numbers that go with Marvel's podcasts, Marvel-based articles, friends who do Marvel video coverage, all of these numbers are significantly down. Not as down as Lucasfilm. Yeah, we need the Lucasfilm version of this article, Variety. As public criticism mounts, Feige is pulling the plug on scripts and projects that aren't working. Case in point, the Blade reboot. Stick a chick in it and make her lame. To quote Eric Cartman. With Mahershala Ali signed on for the eponymous role of the vampire, things look promising. 2023 release date. But the project has gone through at least 5 writers and 2 directors, and one shut down 6 weeks before production. One person familiar with the script permutation says that the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons. Bring back Wesley Snipes. He'd never allow this. Blade was relegated to the 4th lead. A bizarre idea considering the studio had 2-time Oscar winner Ali aboard. How could that film have not been gold? Stick a chick in it and make her lame. Yeah, I was against doing Blade over again anyway. I mean, how could you? The comparisons to Wesley Snipes just would have killed you. How can you replace Wesley Snipes in the eponymous role? It'd be like having someone other than Benjamin Cumberbatch play Doctor Strange. The man is made the role his. All right. Let's get this back up here so we can avoid smudges like. Oh, you can't see it, can you? Smudges like that. With Iger publicly acknowledging the downside of a Marvel TV glut that, quote, diluted focus and attention, keepers of the comic book empire considering some dramatic moves. I mean, are you guys gonna make a good film? Is that your dramatic move? Sources say there have been talks to bring back the original gang from the Avengers movie, which would include reviving Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, let's not do that and say we did. Anyone see Robert Downey Jr. lately? He's getting a little old. And, Scarlett's not what she used to be. Yeah, that won't happen because Downey's upfront salary is $25 million. So yeah, that ain't gonna happen. What will solve Marvel's problem? I think what we need to do first is to solve Disney's problem, and then Marvel's problem will be solved. Disney needs to make money and stop spending money. And they would have made more money off Lucasfilm if they did nothing. And just coasted off of what Lucas already gave them. They've done nothing but harm their product. Now, Marvel's a little bit different. Yes, they've harmed their product. What will solve Marvel's major problem? Oh, Major's problem. Yeah. I don't give a crap about Kang. Let him go through his trial, but he's a bad actor anyway. His character sucks. The whole Kang dynasty thing which is plopping out on Loki, the TV show, is just not interesting. I stopped reading comic books around the time when they did the Secret War, because it was a horrible storyline, and that's where they're going. They're going to do Secret War. A studio source notes that regardless of the actor's legal issues, Marvel already has considered moving away from a Majors-led phase because of box office performance of Quantumania. Take a girl in it and make her lame. Which will struggle to make a profit. Okay, people pause. Yeah. Quantumania didn't land. Oh, there was one bright spot in 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 became Marvel's biggest draw with $845 million worldwide. In fact, it was directed by James Gunn, who is now leading up DC. Hasn't been lost on anyone. No. And the last part down here that I have highlighted. Writing the Marvel obituary would be ill-advised, said Jason Squire, Professor Emeritus of USC School of Cinematic Arts and host of the Movie Podcast. Kevin Feige is the Babe Ruth of movie executives. And Marvel has the most profitable track record in movie history, no question. Yeah, Variety. That whole story hurt. So now we need a sense of wonder on Dino's face here, where he sees Fido surrendering, but still get the feel that he spins his head so quickly. And his realization that he's dealing with a cat. And I decided to make the mouth a little bit smaller here because you're gonna kick me out of here, aren't you? He's sort of saying it like that. Slight smile on the I won, big mouth, and then tiny mouth. You're gonna kick me out of here, aren't you? Yeah, that might work. What do you think? Actually, you probably can't see it from that far away. I probably should move the camera in closer. Well, we're still looking for a piece of paper that I can settle down here so that I don't smudge all this. What's next in our line? Put all that aside. So, Bree Larson steroids, that's just a conspiracy theory. I don't want to support it or bring it to the public attention. Speaking of conspiracy theories, a couple of knuckleheads online were talking about our former First Lady Michelle Obama and how there has been no photos showing her pregnant. So, of course, another knucklehead has released this photo to prove that Michelle Obama actually carried a child with only one problem. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the thumb back there. 6 fingers on this hand. So, back to the AI on that one, guys. Oh, Thor 5 has been greenlit. Do you think he'll find himself in this one? Yeah, since we have nothing else, we'll put down our friend Kathy. She was let off entirely too easy last week on South Park. They said that she was replaced by an evil entity from the multiverse, Cartman Kennedy. And that now they're going to go back and not pander anymore and make good movies. Sure, Kathleen. Yeah, Kathleen, the Force is female. So the Force must be incompetent, indecisive, and an abject failure. You know, Kathleen, there's a whole gender who have been diminished by your work. Good job. Good job. Yeah, I don't think I can put Kathleen here. Yeah, we have the edited version of Kathleen from South Park here. I had to fix her desk because there's no way she has such a cluttered desk. They were so nice to Kathleen Kennedy. But the person I think that was actually hurt the most would be Bob Iger, because they made him look indecisive and weak. And that's not something that he can survive. I can't wait until the board meeting comes up. Oh, a story has been released saying that Disney has settled on buying Hulu for $8.6 billion. That would be, they had a put contract on it, and they were forced to buy the rest of the third that their competition owned. And the shockingly low number of 8.6 billion came out. But I had a notice in the story, it said at least 8.6 billion. It's bullshit propaganda. This is to help them for the next stockholder meeting, because they don't have to answer the questions on how they're going to come up with the money to buy Hulu. There's no way in the world they're ever going to get Hulu for a measly $8 billion. Wait until Morgan Stanley goes through it and comes up with a proper estimation of its worth, and pay a third of that, Disney. In your dreams, $8.6 million. Billion dollars, sorry. All right, I want Kathleen Kennedy off the stage. So here's the Hulu section. We haven't figured that out yet. I really recommend that you don't buy that Disney, but you don't have a chance. You have a put contract. Let's go back. Raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens. These are a few of my favorite things, you understand. Whiskers on kittens. That's not a bad. That's not a bad title for this one. Where are you? Where are you? Where are the cats? Yes, there we go. I think we found our inspiration. I think we found the title for this week's show. Whiskers on Kittens. A few of my favorite things. 1, 2, 3 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 whiskers on that one. So if you've missed the 8-hour live stream of the Kittens, you can always just watch the Puppy Bowl with the Kitty Halftime show, which is actually a lot more of an entertaining show. They came up with the bullshit that just doing this to try to promote cat adoptions. Uh-huh. I tried to help you for years, or at least a year, on this film, Disney. I gave you a redesign of Brie Larson's outfit. Script suggestions. You need a romantic male lead in the film. Some strong heroic character that perhaps, dare I say it, perhaps might be useful. Ew, that's a nasty looking cat there. Ooh. I'm gonna fix that. Ooh. Felicia looks horrible in that panel. I think it's a bad influence of the cats here. Let's see if I can get her whiskers right at least. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess in the Marvel Universe there's an entire alien race that are actually cats. Okay. I suppose it's better than the Star Trek universe where they just put like a few wrinkles on the forehead and that makes an entire new alien race. Marvel probably went wrong when they started going into like the universe and exploring other planets and alien races. What's wrong with just having your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man who like captured a thief who was robbing a grocery store or stealing a purse, and have these basic earthbound villains that you can throw into a prison and then, I don't know, maybe have a massive prison break one day where all these evil people escape and the good guys have to capture them before they create too much societal havoc. Then you move into something larger. Maybe the villain wants to take over the world. I don't know, something small, tiny like that. What do you think, Marvel? Wouldn't that have been a better way to start? No, no, no. We start with a friggin' alien invasion. And I like the Avengers and the whole Chitauri storyline. I guess when you have a character who's a god, you really can't have him stopping petty criminals. But what the hell? You got to start somewhere. Have Thor rescue a cat out of a fucking tree. As I stated, the reason why we can't have nice things anymore is because they won't allow a superhero to be a superhero. Superman cannot rescue Lois Lane, as it goes against the rules. And man, is this new Superman gonna corn and sweat? It's gonna suck. I already predict it. They're gonna cuck him. He'll be as powerful as Whiskers on Kittens. All right, let's just get Dino's shirt colored in here, and we're probably gonna bring this to a screeching halt a little early tonight. We are filming this late at night on Saturday, because I don't feel like doing it live on Sunday. The last week's episode 68 has still yet to have been cleared to appear on Rumble. Everyone's saying, hey, go to Rumble, it's much better than YouTube. Well, no, it's not. See, I called last week the mysteries of Bree Larson's ass, and I censored it for YouTube and just said mystery of Bree Larson's ask, and YouTube gave me no trouble whatsoever. But Rumble, 1 week later, still hasn't cleared it. I guess I have to go through their censors. Alright, let's put that aside. Is there anything quick and easy I can do? Yeah, this is Whiskers on Kittens this week. Write that down so I remember. We're talking about Brie Larson in the Marvels and a few of my favorite things. Let's see. I can't really do word balloons. I should. Alright. Our new brushes are definitely not working out for us. They don't make Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair like they used to. Always remember to put the cap back on your ink bottle. And thank you for joining us this week's Fido the comic strip. See you again next week. Gee, we almost made an hour. 58 minutes. 59 minutes.